Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Captain of Industry, Season 3. And last episode, I think we were working on some of our pipe magic here, our pipe spaghetti, and processing wastewater and kind of working on our island-wide water network. We've got most of that in place, but I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to end this season here and just declare victory because we've got the beta that's about to come out, and I kind of want a little bit of time between seasons. I may do a little practicing kind of offline. I have a poll up on the community tab of the Glidercat channel, a poll that was asking viewers, which map of the beta do you want me to play for season 4? And there's 3 new maps. 2 are kind of, standard, just a different type of map. And then they're going to keep the alpha map too, the one that we're playing on here. But then there is a 3rd new map called You Shall Not Pass, which is supposed to be pretty darn challenging. And even the developers said they're not sure if the map can be won, and they want to, they're anxious to see if people can do it. So naturally in the poll, everybody has voted for me to play the You Shall Not Pass map. So I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I've spent a bunch of time looking at the picture of that map, trying to map out a strategy and think through what we're going to do. So I'm excited for that season to start. It should start this month, December 2021 here. We'll see when they actually release it. They haven't mentioned the specific date. They committed to doing it in December quite a long time ago. So I'm pretty confident we're going to get there. So yeah, let's wrap this season here. I'm going to call it a victory. We've got tons of food. We've got plenty of diesel, and diesel is actually on the rebound. We have a little bit of challenge with our water, but we've been getting by. We've got plenty of power and everything. And we were in the process of using desalination to bring in more water. And then we created a huge island-wide water network. I kind of like this idea, and I may try and carry it into the next season. One of the things I would have liked to have done is over here, this water reservoir that we're not even using at all on the island. This collects water every time it rains, and we're basically just wasting that water. Same goes for over here. So if we were to play on in this series, I would probably put at least one groundwater well over here, groundwater pump, feeding it into our water network. So we're tapping into that. Again, that replenishes every time it rains. Maybe not fully, but it gets water. Same thing over here. Maybe I'd run a groundwater pump and some pipe down this way back into our water network. That groundwater is, aside from the cost of pumping it, it's basically free. But desalination is kind of an expensive process. It takes workers, not a ton, but there's a fair amount of stuff that has to happen, and energy that needs to be burned, and coal that has to be used to get fresh water out of the seawater. Plus, there's waste that has to be dealt with. Tapping into these groundwater reserves just makes a ton of sense. So watch for that next season. We'll try and maybe get a jump on tapping into the groundwater reserves early on if we can. Now, that map is going to be a huge challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. What else could we have done here if we were to play on? Obviously, we got more work to do on the mining. This is an area where I've struggled just about every season. It's gone pretty well this season, actually. I can't complain too much. We've had, I made some silly mistakes, but it's, I think we've got this kind of under our belt, know how to do it. So yeah, we would naturally have had to expand a lot of our mines. We would have explored the gold. Let's look at the tech trees. A bunch of stuff there we didn't get into. We covered a lot of it. And again, I'm guessing and hoping that with the beta, we're going to have substantially more tech to research. One thing is I look here, I see the wood alternative. It says alternative recipes that replace wood usage. This is temporary for alpha. We didn't really get into this. This was one of the functions of this is to produce household goods from alternate recipes. There must be like another tech that could let you do the household goods from wood. Now, in the beta that's to come, we still can't replant trees. according to the developers. I just asked that on the Discord, I don't know, a day or two ago from when I'm recording this. So hopefully they'll have another wood alternative or some option for us not to run out all of the trees. We'll just have to wait and see what we get. But yeah, the main things we didn't do, we didn't get into corn down here. We researched it and we weren't able to do it. I think we require some special, let's just take a look. Rather than me guessing off the top of my head, I thought there was some reason why we didn't do corn. It has to do with the fertility drop, right? So our green manure only restores 10% of the fertility. And so when we do potatoes take 10 and then the manure restores 10. So that's a nice back and forth. And it works great. Once you get to the 15, that gets a little tricky. We'd have to do like 2 corn, or we'd have to do a corn, a fertilization, a corn, and 2 fertilizations in order to come out at 100%, if that makes sense. And it looks like with the crop schedule for the alpha release, we can only pick 4 things. So we'll see what happens with the beta on that. Other things in the tech tree we didn't do. We never got around to doing the fertilizer. That would help. There's a fair amount of processing involved in doing that. Maybe next season we'll get to do that. Power generation, we did pretty good. Water recovery we were working on. We kind of have done most of that. Reclaiming water from the steam, the different pressure steams. Oil distillation, that was not even available to us. Housing's not available to us. That's not available to us. Advanced smelting. Advanced smelting. Cargo depot. Was this available to us? Level 2 cargo depot? I think this would increase the capacity of our oil tanker that we've got going out to the offshore oil rigs. Not sure, but that was available to us. The ship upgrades, I think we did everything we could. Yeah, ship weapons 2 was locked for alpha. Vehicles management 3 was locked. What alternative? We just talked about that a little while ago. Yeah, we got through most, I think, the vast majority of the tech tree. Just a few things here and there that we didn't do. We never got around to using the ramps, which are way back here. In fact, I didn't even research these. This, we'll see if we have to do it. I read for the beta release that there's a little bit more restriction on the excavators. I could be wrong, or maybe it's just the larger excavator cannot go under any pipes whatsoever, or any transports, whether elevated or not. So you've got to make use of these ramps. And I think these ramps allow for like 3 belts to go underneath, or pipes or something. So we never got around to those. We may do that in the next design. I may put together a video just kind of like a preview for season 4, where we just take a look at the You Shall Not Pass map and brainstorm a little bit, and I can get your guys' suggestions on how we should go about it. Really anxious for that series. Maintenance 2 we didn't bother with. That's using steel. In fact, I don't think we even processed the steel. We researched it. We never got around to doing it. In fact, I don't think we've gotten around to doing any of the gases and things. So maybe next season we can push through that. Same thing with exhaust filtration, a way to take your stinky exhaust, add water, and get something back out of it that's a little useful, some low pressure steam. I guess you could turn that back into water, but you'd only get half of it out. So you get 4 water for that. You're putting 8 in. So this one, if you need to bring down your pollution, boy, this still produces pollution, but it's a lot less, right? I'm guessing this exhaust scrubber must be. That's the whole point of it. Okay, filters 75% of pollutants from hot exhaust gases and converts them into more useful resources. So yeah, some things we didn't get to. Oh, large trucks too. Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. So we'll see. Anyway, but yeah, I am going to declare success. Oh, the other big thing we didn't get to. Sorry, I'm just kind of stream of consciousness here. Explore more of the map. I think we may have been able to pursue more nodes. As it stands, we did pretty well. We weren't lacking for crude oil. And we had these 2 settlements. I'm sure there's more out here. But we were able to recruit people pretty easy from these settlements, almost too easy. We'll see if that dynamic changes in the beta and in the early access and release versions. This seemed like almost too easy to me to recruit. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much because it saved us or sped things up for us. But we had no problems there. The trading, we never really made use of this, right? Because these products on the right-hand side here, we've been doing pretty darn good on these the whole way through. This side, I mean, I could maybe see trading diesel for coal once coal runs out, but we didn't get anywhere close to running out the coal on our island, so we didn't have to entertain that at all. Diesel, we've been doing pretty good. I guess it wouldn't hurt strategy-wise when we play the beta version to take a look at these and think. Like, diesel's one that's kind of hard to recover from once you're done and once you're out, because everything kind of stops moving. Wouldn't hurt to have a backup supply of steel, say in this case, so you could always trade if you were desperate for diesel. And maybe steel is easier to stockpile than a bunch of diesel. We did produce construction part 3s. We never got around to electronics or what that's all about. So I don't think we did a single trade. Just didn't see anything there that was terribly compelling, at least with the 2 settlements that we had discovered. I think there was more cargo ships we could discover too that we didn't. So yeah, more map exploration maybe next time. Did a tiny bit of expanding the island. I think that's going to be a bigger part of next season. We have a tiny bit, not much. But yeah, next season is going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be a big challenge. And that season will likely have some failure. This season we did pretty good. We had some hiccups early on, but kind of once we turned the corner on basically the diesel, and that's, what is it, diesel and maybe construction parts, mostly diesel. Food was never really a problem this time. Diesel's the main thing. Once you turn the corner on diesel, you're in good shape. Maintenance is not, I mean, maintenance is necessary, but it's not as important as I think people think, because stuff does run even without the maintenance parts. So you can come out of a death spiral without maintenance, I believe. You got the Unity, and we're doing awesome on Unity, by the way, too. Unity can kind of get you out of a maintenance problem, but yeah, that would probably come after diesel and food and water, maybe. Or diesel and food, I would say. And then maintenance, I think, is a third priority in my mind. Anyway, we got plenty of diesel. We got plenty of food. We could have plenty of maintenance. I think this is on the rebound if we were to let this go. Another thing, observation, again, this is just all kind of stream of consciousness end of season recap material here. In the next season, when we do the You Shall Not Pass map, we are going to be in a little valley. And again, I may do a separate video on that. And we're going to need to ramp up. Now, this ramp that I built here is like 3 wide. So it looks cool. And it was basically set up this way kind of to serve as a place to dump our slag or get rid of waste material. But in the next map, we probably want to get a lot more strategic on this and have this thing be like 1 wide. And that's it. Not 3 wide, because we're going to need to get up and out of this valley like really fast. This one, same thing. What do we do? Do we do this 3 wide or 2 wide? Oh, I took off the designation, but I'm pretty sure this is another 3 wide. Yeah. So we definitely have for next season some adjustments and some lessons learned from the past 3 seasons. I'm still going to be hyper focused on food. I know there's a couple of viewers who were a little upset that I was focused on food so much, but I don't know if there's a Unity fix for once you're out of food. Once people start starving, I don't think you can just click a button and food appears like you can with maintenance. So food's one that we'll probably stay pretty well focused on and make sure we're we're in good shape with. But yeah, pretty cool. Not bad. Like I said, lessons learned here. All of our oil production stuff turned out pretty well. Met our needs. Power production, we get more than we need. The only issue here, I guess, is the water. And we talk at the top of this episode kind of about the water network, what we might do different next time. I guess that's it. Definitely let me know what you think of this season in the comments. Definitely appreciate all of you who have stuck with this season. I think this is this little recap or final episode is episode 39. So not a bad run. We made it through. We had to rely on Unity. Oh, I should mention for the next season, I probably will have no hangups on Unity because it's going to be a struggle. So I try not to use Unity to build things. I still may not use Unity to build things. I'm not even sure if that's going to be an option in the beta. I know they made some changes to the beta of how Unity is used. They probably made some other changes too, to the game balancing and stuff. Like the very first season that I played, we had a drought hit and that was it. You know, that wiped out our colony pretty fast, and maintenance was very hard to come by early on. I think we were in the very first season, that first build that I was playing with, you needed refined copper in order to have maintenance parts. So if you didn't import it, you had to wait until you got your refined copper processing up. They changed that, so for season 2, we could use that kind of lower end copper and generate maintenance. And then in season 3 here, they may have made it even easier too. It hasn't been too much of a struggle. So hopefully they don't make it too easy in the next season with the beta release. I know they've had people complaining about the game's too hard. I kind of like where it's at. I'm going to play the normal difficulty. There's going to be, I believe, a lot of settings where you can tweak the difficulty the way you want with the beta release. We'll probably just go with the default, whatever is like the medium difficulty. Now, the map we're going to be on is going to be super hard. I don't expect to be successful on that the first time out. So it's probably, season 4 is probably going to be try, fail, try, fail, try, fail, and keep refining our technique. But we'll see. We will see. This wasn't too bad. This season 3, ran pretty smooth. Yeah, another thing we didn't get around to doing was just expanding this cargo depot as I look at it. Where would that be even? Where is it? It's the ability to add another extension to this guy. Water facility transformer. This people stuff. There it is. Fluid module. I'm told if I would have done this, that it actually increases the capacity of the ship. So when I saw this, I saw, oh, it's just 180 storage for oil. Then once we hook this thing up to our oil network, we got 3 tanks here that got 180, that have 180, I should say. And we've got a bunch of crude oil storage back this way. So I was like, well, why do I need another fluid module? We've got tons of storage. But someone mentioned that this actually will increase the size of the inventory on the ship that's going out to collect that oil. So that kind of makes sense. Right now, the cargo ship, I think, has 180 capacity. I don't know if there's a way to go find that. Yeah, I have no idea if there's a way to go find where that guy's at. But yeah, I believe it's got a capacity of 180 and it matches the cargo modules you've got. So if we added another one, that would have increased the cargo ship capacity, so I'm told. We'll try something like that probably next season. Anything else we could do here? Not too much. I guess I'll just stop babbling. But yeah, again, thanks so much for sticking with me in this season. I hope you enjoyed it. Not perfect gameplay. This is real gameplay. I don't edit out my mistakes and try to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. A million different strategies in a game like this. So I understand I may choose a different path than others, but I'm pretty happy with how it's all turned out. Yeah, it's gone pretty well. I think I like it. Anyway, awesome game. That goes without saying. So yeah, I'll wrap it up here. Thanks again so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And special thanks to those of you that have chosen to give the videos a thumbs up along the way. That does help my tiny channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Need that growth to kind of keep this channel alive. Definitely struggling to grow. But again, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in season 4. Captain of Industry should be coming up towards the end of this month. This is December 2021. And I look forward to it. Hope you do too. And I will see you then.